And good morning, everybody, and welcome back, finally, to Money in the Law on My FM 101.3 and the Holliston Hub HCAT with your host, Jay Marson. He's from the Marson Law Group. I'm John Drowan from A&F Financial. Tom Harmon is from the Holliston Hub, the executive producer of Money in the Law here in glorious Milford on this Saturday/Wednesday morning, really Wednesday, but it's Saturday for you.
Yeah.
And we're back. We took a little bit of a kind of like a pre-spring, like kind of
spring break. It was a spring break.
It was a 3-week spring break for some people.
Bit of a break. That's right.
Here at on Money in the Law, but now we're back. And
we are back.
So we've had there's a lot of stories to tell. There's a lot of things that we wanted to cover. There's a lot, right? So
there might not be a lot of money, and there might not be a lot of law today, but we're going to bring you up to speed on a whole bunch of stuff.
We're going to get you caught up on everything. So, you know, and it's almost like you got to like build the foundation, like kind of like build the frame it up, and then we can start talking about the SM. If that happens next week, all right. So,
and we do this from time to time. For those of you who are new to the show, we do this from time to time where, you know, it's great. We could talk money in the law all day long,
which is what we do.
We live it, we breathe it. We could do it all day long. People ask me once in a while, well, what if, you know, what would you be able to fill? They give you could you fill 20 minutes? Could I fill 20 minutes? I fill 20 minutes with my eyes closed, without even taking a breath. I could fill 20 minutes.
That is one thing, right? Like if someone said to me, "Hey, would your buddy Jay, would he be able to come in?" And I'm like, yes. Yeah. In fact, we'll have to get like that Academy Award music to cut if we want to shut it down.
If we gave him a microphone, what would happen? And the answer is, I don't know what would happen.
That is one thing that I would not be worried about, right? If I had to bring you to a party or some event to like have you discuss whatever.
Pick anything. So the point is, every once in a while, we kind of empty out the cupboards, you know, and we pull all this stuff out of the fridge, and some of it stays and some of it goes. So today could be that day. Who knows where this is going to go?
Well, I know one thing we need to talk about, and we're going to get into it like in some good detail, is what we have decided we've come up with, which is the Spring Challenge.
The Spring Challenge,
the 2024 Spring Challenge.
Yep.
And that is you know what? It's a challenge that's going to go out to anybody and everybody wants to take it.
Anybody within earshot.
I already know one person. And well, there's 3 people who are in this room who have already agreed to this.
Yes.
And also John Souza, my barber, are the official barber, the sponsor at Simon and Simoneau, right there in Hopedale. He has agreed to take the challenge.
All right,
so
I love it.
He'll be listening. He should be listening to this right now on Saturday morning at work. So I'm talking. So Johnny, just take notes. I'm gonna give him a little heads up, but he'll be ready.
He might get some in-person coaching on this.
Yeah, he will.
Every 3 weeks.
He will.
Every 3 weeks.
And then there's so many things I have to. I mean, so many things you have to tell me about, right?
God,
so many, right? You had a trip.
Yep.
I had crazy guests this past weekend, just out of the blue. Easter happened, right?
Easter, big day,
yeah,
big
Easter's
day.
Big day, and your birthday.
My birthday,
right?
bigger day, bigger day.
Big day. You joined with, as all my friends are saying, because we're all New Yorkers, we're all like Lawrence Taylor now, 56, right?
Yep.
That's
So there you go.
Yes, it's the Lawrence Taylor year, the greatest athlete ever to play any sport in the history of ever.
Quite possible. Yep.
So we got a lot to do. So first of all, how's everything? Are you okay? I asked you before the show. Do you feel a little bit older?
I definitely. I feel a little.
You
older.
look great. You don't look older.
I feel a little older. I don't know why I feel a little older. It might be because I put the machine through some bit of a workout, you know, for over the past couple of weeks.
This machine right here.
This machine right here. I mean, we definitely took it. It definitely put it through its paces.
For those of you on the radio, and I haven't seen Jay in a while. Jay is sporting an actual normal-looking beard right now. And for the true fans from way back, there used to be this thing. There used to be a Jay thing, right? Where it was it Christmas?
It was like right around transitioning into the winter, right? It was like November-ish.
So, and he decided, I don't know why or when or who told him this, that he should grow his kind of like red hair, because Jay is like he's a natural ginger, which for people know.
That's right.
Yeah. So should he grow this kind of red, whitish, grayish kind of beard as long as he possibly can to look as homeless as he possibly can, all the way up until St. Patrick's Day? And he would do that every year, much to the chagrin of everyone around him, especially his wife.
My poor wife. That's right.
And then there would be this kind of, coming of age. He would shave and he would be better. But now he's got a different look about him, where it's a normal beard.
Yep.
And for those of you who watch on TV, they're like, wow, you probably not
we'll
too
see.
shabby.
We'll see how long it hangs around. I have no idea. No idea.
I mean, and if you take care of it, don't let it get out of control.
That's what my wife would every once in a while. She'd say, she's like, I don't love it. She goes, but I definitely don't love this. I don't love this Nick Nolte look you got going on here. So that's the part that she would be
Has
like.
anyone ever said, Nick, you look great?
Yeah.
No.
Not in some of those videos.
No.
Not some of those pictures, you know. Who's the other guy? Who's the other guy from
some of those movies?
Who's the guy from Lethal Weapon?
Mel Gibson.
Not Mel Gibson. It was
Danny Glover.
No, he was the bad guy.
The bad guy.
He was Joshua.
Who was
in Lethal Weapon?
Joshua from Lethal Weapon.
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey. Yeah, that's
you see some crazy Gary Busey pictures.
Well, yeah. I mean,
don't let it get all Gary Busey.
Those are crazy
Yes,
men. Like,
I know.
those are crazy individuals. You're not crazy.
No.
I mean, you're
a picture of normalcy.
You're eccentric,
There you
but
go.
crazy. You're not even close to crazy.
So that's pretty funny. So yeah, we try to manage that a little bit. That's
good.
the idea.
That's good.
So yeah, so birthday was great. 56 doesn't feel that different from 55, but it definitely feels different than 35.
It feels different.
Definitely tell you that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's all
It feels different from 50. And that's the thing. Is that, and, whenever people are like, oh my God, I'm turning 50, I'm like, I wish I was 50.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
50
That's
like, it seems so bad.
Yeah, things worked a little bit better at 50.
Right.
That's
I was thinking about that. Like, 2018, that seems like it wasn't that long ago, but it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The world was different then.
It was.
Yeah, that's right.
It was.
That's right.
And Tom, we found out, is he is. Yeah, and of course, we feel bad because we missed his birthday, unfortunately.
In December.
In December, he did kind of allude that it recently just happened, which was like 4 months ago. But yeah, so Tom is now, he too is feeling a little bit because we're closer to 60 than we are to 50, and Tom is now closer to 40 than he is to 30, which is
a million years ago.
I'm so envious of you.
I have one very good friend from Holliston who is a decade younger than me. And we share the same birthday.
Really?
And
so that's fun.
I get birthday salutations every year. I try to get
fun.
to her before this year I forgot. She got to me first. So she said, happy birthday. And then I do the math and I said, I think she kind of does the same thing. If memory serves me correct, you're a little closer to 60 than you are. And I said, well, so for me, it's like, so you're a little closer to 50? Like when she's, whatever, sure, whatever, living the dream, right? Living the dream. So
at the end
happy birthday, Michelle Johnson.
At the end of the day, you are what you are.
That's
you're as old as you are.
The numbers are the numbers.
And you can get wrapped around the axle about it. You can get hung up on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I woke up this morning. I wasn't in too much pain, right? I was able to, I have the air in my lungs. I was able to drink a really nice cup of coffee.
Beats the alternative. Beats the alternative.
Beats the alternative. So you ever hear anybody? Don't moan about your. I mean, it's because it's again. And we talk about this in the financial planning world, right? At the end of the day, people, you care about your health. When you get older, like people say, oh, wow, I have so much money saved for retirement. However, I have this chronic illness. How much would you pay to get rid of the chronic illness?
That's exactly right.
All of it.
Yep.
All in.
Yep. So we say the same thing on the estate side. This is people come in all the time. I'm this old. This is my age. Should I have done this, this, and this? I'm like, look, you did what you did. You did what you did. Now let's just talk about going forward. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's over. It's over. That window's closed.
There's nothing right. There's not. That's the thing. There's nothing you can do about what's happened in the past.
Nope.
But you can't really control the future too much, right?
Nope.
I mean, there's some things you can steer towards,
you can prepare for some things.
You can try and prepare for.
You have no idea what they're going to look like. We talk about this. We have clients that come in all the time, and we do planning in this, especially Medicaid world. What are we planning for? I said, well, we're planning to get somebody on Medicaid, but we're talking about people's health. We may never get there because of bad things that could happen. I don't know the answer to that. We don't know. Let's prepare for a couple of eventualities.
We're talking about SHOP now, which we said we weren't going to do.
We're not talking. That's it. That's the end of the SHOP.
All right. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back. And we'll talk about there's a couple because I want to tell a couple stories, and then I want to spend some time on the 2024 Spring Challenge because today is day one.
All right.
Day one.
I love it.
11 weeks, 2024 Spring Challenge. So don't go anywhere.
Weeks.
We'll be right back.
And we're back, My FM 101.3. Jay Marsden with the Marsden Law Group. John Drohan, Main Effort Financial. Tom is on the bag today, and we are talking about the Spring 2024 Challenge brought to you by Money in the Law and My FM 101.3. And we're just catching up. Bit of a potpourri. We're kind of cleaning out the fridge today, as we say. And we're talking about all kinds of stuff because we've been away for a little while. Want to bring everybody up to speed. So real quick shout out while we're doing shout outs. We're talking about stories. I was telling Tom before we walked in, I happened to be away with some friends, couple of golfing buddies, and Shout out to Max at Viva. If anybody's heading down to Key West, Florida for any particular reason, there is quite possibly one of the best steakhouses you'll find around, Argentinian beef. It's Viva right in the middle of Duval Street. And Max, say hi to Max when you're down there. Tell him I said hi. He joined us playing golf. A better golfer I've never played golf with.
Really? Ringer.
Oh, ringer extraordinaire.
And he's a restaurant owner.
Works in the restaurant.
He works in a restaurant.
Works in a restaurant.
Yep. So he's a guy who works nights. So you'd say this guy probably doesn't play golf.
He's got some downtime during the day. What's he probably doing, right?
Maybe, right? If he's not getting ready, right?
Yep. Let me tell you what he's doing. He's shooting 71 on a regular basis is what he's doing.
He's getting everybody on the green in the scramble.
Unbelievable. That's right. He's carrying everybody.
You hit last, Max.
Yep. That's right.
Get us on the green.
Yep. So
speaking of on the green, Tommy, have you played at all this year?
Just indoors.
Indoors. Are you ready? Are you ready for the season?
He says he's ready.
He says, I mean, I don't know his enthusiasm. You know what? You know what's going to get you ready? The 2024 Spring Challenge.
There we go.
That's going to get you ready. All right, before I have 2 shout-outs.
Go ahead, do your
My
shout-outs.
first shout-out is to my wonderful daughter, Chloe. So Chloe
Wonderful.
Chloe is in, we're going to New York City this weekend. So we'll be down in New York City when this is airing.
By the way, to all the Drohan daughters, I think you're all wonderful. I'm not just picking out and singling anybody out, but you go ahead.
No, I'm just saying this is her time.
Go ahead.
This is her time.
Go ahead.
She's in a play this
Let
weekend.
them know.
She's in a play this weekend, and it's a student-run play from school, and so she's teeing us up for it. She's like, listen, just so you know, there's a scene in this play. And I'm like, okay, what kind of scene? Well, there's a scene where I have to, it's an intimate scene with my the co-actor that I'm with. And I was like, okay. And she's like, I don't know if you're ready for this. And I'm like, look, Chloe, you know what? You're 20 years old. Like we're okay with
Your
this.
old man's been around. Your old man's seen some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's
sure.
I appreciate the arts. It's not too crazy. Right? She goes, I go, you guys will have your clothes on, right? And she's like, oh yeah, of course, yeah. I'm like, so there's that. So I'm excited about this.
It's not Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It ain't that.
Okay,
No, it's not that. All right. So that's my first shout. My second shout out is to my college roommate, Brian McWilliams, and his wife, Lisa McWilliams, who out of the blue, and you'll appreciate this. So Wednesday night, I text Brian. Usually we text and talk about nothing. Like I'm watching this movie, that, and at 9:30 my phone rings. And it's him, and I'm like, that's weird. Usually he never ever calls.
Yeah, guys don't call.
Yeah, so he calls me up, and obviously he has been enjoying the fruit of something.
Nice.
And he says, "Hey, what are you doing this week? This is Easter weekend." I go, "Well, it's my father-in-law's birthday. It's Easter. Couple of my kids coming home. Other than that, nothing." He goes, "Yeah, we were going to go to Atlantic City, but we were thinking about maybe doing something else." And I'm like, say no more. Get up here, right?
Yeah.
Get up here. Which I, of course, thought, why he would never. He's in 30 years, he's been in my house once.
He's never taken me up on this.
Never.
But I can extend. It's a safe invitation to extend.
Never,
Yep.
right? Yep. I could say it. I've said it for 30 years. Sure enough, he's like, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And then he goes, oh, but Lisa's sleeping. I'll let her know in the morning. I'm like, whoa.
She's going to love that.
You got it, right. You got it. So the best part about the story is the next morning at 10 o'clock in the morning, I get a text. It says, what are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, whoa. Weren't you on the call last night? Anyway, they came up this weekend like out of the blue. We had a great time. He finished my bottle of Tullamore Dew for me. Yeah, I had to get rid of this.
And you don't buy small ones, so
well,
okay. Yep.
no,
okay.
no.
Yep.
And we had a wonderful time. We got to go to Boston. It's the first time that Lisa had ever been in Boston.
Whoa.
So we did a little Freedom Trail.
Nice.
Showed them took them to the North End. So we had a really, really good time. So again, shout out to those guys for making the effort, the trip.
Yes.
And then the Coupe de Grave, I drop them off at the airport on Sunday morning, Easter Sunday. Like 1 o'clock that afternoon, our flight got canceled. We're driving home. I'm like, no, come back. And then radio silence, because he knew I would be like, get back here.
Yeah.
And they rented a car and drove back to Philadelphia.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about that, getting out of Key West, crazy weather.
Yeah.
And we thought we were going to be home at 8, 10 at night. We were home at 3:30 in the morning. Flights were canceled. It was crazy. All that weird weather. We had right at the end there, rainstorms. All up and down the East Coast. It was a train wreck.
That's
traveling is like so dicey.
Well, when
you got to have a B plan.
Yeah, and it's dicier than it was, right? It's we've all kind of had those stories where whatever, the weather changes on you and whatnot, but I feel like lately it's just, how do you have no flights to Philadelphia? It's Philadelphia. It's not like it's not Hong Kong.
At one point we were trying to get my daughter on another flight, and they said we got one seat left. And so I said, well, can I give her my flight? And they said, if you give her your flight and you release your flight, somebody else is going to take it and you're going to be out of luck. And we get to the airport and the woman said, if you didn't take the flight you took, they told her she wasn't getting out of here till Thursday. Sunday. You're not getting home for 4 days.
4 days.
And to your point, I'm going up these 1,500 miles.
Yeah.
Right? Like I just got to get point A to
Is there a
point B.
train ticket around
That's
here?
right. Am I renting a Mustang? Okay.
Not that I recommend a train, but anyway.
No.
All right, so tell me about your trip. Tell me about Key West.
Great, good time, a lot of fun.
And this is the spring break Key West when you had all
two of them.
You had the spring breakers
we had
down
adult
there.
spring break, and then we had high school,
right.
college spring
That's
break.
right.
So we had a bunch of guys out for golf. Great time, a lot of laughs, making memories that we remember half of. And then the second half of the week was college spring break. My daughter's friends came down. My daughter came down with her girlfriend, and they could not have had a better time. And a better, nicer, more respectful group of young ladies I could never imagine spending the week, but they were fantastic. Great kids.
And that's how heartwarming, right? Because at the end of the day, right, for all of you parents who don't have kids in college yet, all you want is you want your kids to be happy, right? That's all.
You want them to want to spend time with you,
Yeah.
which they all very willingly did.
Yeah, and but think about it. When you were that age, were you hanging out with your mom and dad for
actually
spring
was.
break?
Not for spring break, but I would hang out with them on the regular because they were enjoyable. But would I build a spring break around it? No, absolutely not.
No. So that's kind of found time. And but the big thing is you want them to be happy, and you want them to you want them to enjoy their friends and feel like be part of something, and that's you can't ask for anything more.
No, the kid, they had a blast, and like I said, at one point we turned around, I looked out back, and they were all sitting around reading a book, sitting around the pool. Reading a book, and I'm laughing. I'm saying to myself,
"What are you doing?
This is fantastic." And they said we just want to low key. They definitely went out and tore it up, but it was not like sun up to sundown. It was very measured. They were phenomenal guests.
This is.
And by the way, when they start the week off with a note that says, thank you very much. We really appreciate your hospitality. We hope you enjoy this bottle of whiskey. That helps kind of ingratiate, kind of gets the week off to a really good start. So for those of you who were thinking about
greases the wheels.
you want to make sure you set the table early. Don't leave that to chance.
That's I can just see one of your daughter's friends saying, "So what do you think we should do?" And
what can we get your parents?
I'm going to stop you right there. I'll show you.
Wrong aisle. Wrong aisle. Come over here.
Store.
Come on.
Yeah, wrong store.
Yep,
There we go.
That's
right.
Right
in here.
Let's gather around the duty-free shop, everybody. Let's go right in here.
Dad's
so
right
it was
here.
great. Great time. Glad
good.
to do it. Great. Once in a lifetime opportunities. We've talked about this on the show. At some point, it gets harder and harder to corral these guys, right? So if you have a chance to make some memories that you will absolutely cherish, it's the best thing you can do.
And think about it, right? And even if you did it the same thing, same crew next year, it's going to be different, right? It's just different. That's just times different. All right, so not to get too philosophical, let's jump into
the challenge.
Let's jump into the challenge. All right.
All
So
right, Money in the Law, spring 2024.
So we talked about this several weeks. The last time we had a show, we're saying, you know what we should do. We were throwing around the whole 75 hard and kind of in the spirit of 75 hard, and we're like 75 hard is more like 75 stupid or 75 ridiculous
annoying.
Or 75 I'm not into that or 75 I don't care. It was
75,
more
who
like
cares?
75
who cares?
Who cares in 75? So I was thinking about this and I'm going to run some things. So it's the and you came up with let's just have it something to do with spring. I like the spring concept because how often does spring kind of just get overlooked or missed, right?
Because by once a year, yeah.
Well, it does, but do you hang on to spring? No.
No, you can't wait to get through it.
You're
It's
longing
rushing
for
through it.
summer.
Oh,
exactly.
I'm already.
You're longing for summer.
Make my Memorial Day plans.
You're kind of like you're out of winter, but you're not all. There's something like this is going to snow tomorrow or whatever. So
miserable out there right now.
And you know how the New England springs oftentimes are just like they're a flash in the pan, and then bam, you're done, right? So I like the idea of kind of relishing spring and celebrating spring, no matter what it brings. So from today, being the Wednesday, so on 4/3,
April 3.
Yeah, so on 4/3, the official start of summer is the 21st of June. So if I go exactly 11 weeks from today, from this Wednesday, that takes me to the 20th of June.
Okay.
So there you go. This is your spring. That's your timeline. So 11 weeks.
All
It's
right.
an 11-week commitment. All right. So I took some notes,
Oh boy.
and this is what I think. The concept is
By the way, Tom, this is like a union negotiation right now.
Yeah.
Okay. This is where you're coming at. This is where I'm
Yep.
coming at. So we'll find some.
We're gonna, and I wanted to do this on the air.
yeah.
So I was thinking
Witnesses.
we talk about this, and Tom, of course, is just as much part of this. I mean,
Sure, of course
he's
he
part
is.
of the team,
Yes,
right?
he is, yes.
So body, mind, and soul, right?
All
Body,
right.
mind, and soul. And there's their airline.
That's the
is
big three
challenge.
right there,
Yeah.
yep.
So. In body's kind of easy. Body's like, there's going to be some exercise piece.
Got it.
There's going to be some maybe like a dieting
Okay.
type of thing, or
All
some
right.
kind of,
Okay.
and then we're going to have to discuss the elephant in the room, which Tom doesn't participate in the elephant in the room, which is of course alcohol. So we'll talk about, because that's the thing. And Tom's like,
That's why Tom is specifically here to hear this part of the project.
Tom's like,
Yep,
yeah, I'll
yep.
tell you exactly what you guys don't need to do.
Yep, yep.
All right. So then the mind piece, I have. The mind piece is I'm not. We're not social media guys, right? We're not. But I know that Ray is, right? And I don't know about Tom if he hangs on social media. But what I do, I feel like my screen weakness is TV. Sometimes I'll spend a little too much time watching TV.
Sure.
I'll get hung up on. So TV, reading, and you're a good reader, right? You're a
yes.
good reader. I'm not.
All right.
So I want to read more, and then the last thing I put is learn. Like I want to learn something. So, and for me, it's really I want to learn how to play the guitar. But we're also entertaining the idea. Haley and I were talking about maybe learning a new language, right?
Yeah,
Since
sure.
we're in,
See?
so yeah.
See?
So exactly, right? Yeah. And then the soul piece. This is the good one. All right. So soul is. Document. So we need to document this. You need to document your spring journey here.
Got
right?
it.
So however you do, you can write it down. You can make videos of it. You do a combination of both. Doesn't matter. But there has to be some form of documentation.
Okay.
This is a big one. You know what I love is correspondence, like written correspondence, which is like a thing, like kind of a thing of the past. Write one card every day. That's the one I'm not negotiating. So write a card to somebody, anybody. Anybody, write to a client, write to somebody you care about, but somebody, write a card to them, and they get a card from you, like not asking for anything, just a card. You get a card, like a note from Jay Marsden. I mean, can you imagine if you got a card from Jay Marsden, like a guy that, you're from high school, like, hey, jackass, this is Jay. Bill, I was thinking about you today, hope everything's going okay. You know what, we should probably get together, blah, 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 or like something like that. You get one of those things in the mail, you're like, what? That's all right. And then the first thing is you worry, right? You're like,
he's losing his mind. He's losing his mind, or something's
he's really
up.
sick.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He hit the finish line. Something's up.
Yeah.
Yep. He calls wife.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the last thing, and this is and we could talk more about this, is every day help somebody do something. I don't know what it is. Help someone.
So would that be the random act of kindness?
A random act of kindness, right? So that's great. That's a great way to put it. A random act of kindness, or anything that's like, even if, and you can help somebody simply by being nice to them, like being kind to them, like go out of your way, like, hey, you know what, you did a pretty good job, like ringing up all those groceries in that amount of time. How cool is that, right?
Yep.
I had some, so I had some.
This list is getting long, Tom.
No, it's not that. That's it. Three things: body, mind, soul. Body, mind, soul,
like 9 subcategories.
No.
Give me a break, will you?
There's body, mind, soul, and then there's 3 subcategories in each, and then I just threw in some rules, right? So this all got there's some daily stuff you got to do, things you got to take, you got to do it daily. Okay. And then I was thinking about this, like, so unlike 75 hard, if you like miss one of those things, you got to start over. This, you get 3 strikes, right? So three strikes, but you got to make it up, right? So so let's say you didn't do a random act of kindness or we're going to help somebody, then you have to do 2 the next day. So you get 3 misses, right?
Yep.
3 makeups, right?
Yep.
Once 4, then you're shit up.
Then what happens?
Then you're out of luck.
Then what happens?
Are
you out of the contest?
I don't know.
Tom and I are both thinking, like, how quickly we avoid these 3 things, so we just be out of this thing and get back to.
I think you just feel.
You feel shame.
You feel shame. You just feel shame.
You feel shame to not be on the journey anymore.
Yeah, you feel shame, and then you're ashamed because that's the other thing is we're going to talk about this on the show. Like this, we're going to talk. This has to be discussed and reviewed on the show every time. There you go. That's it. It's not that long.
You explained it in a way that made it really sound terrible.
It's not terrible.
No, I know, but the way you explained it made it sound terrible.
No.
Like I was ready to run out of the room.
No. All right. So let's take a quick break and we'll go and we'll go through this.
Make
right?
it easy again for everybody to understand.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, I'll
right?
take over.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm like I said, I'm interested in I wanted to let you have some help in
Gotcha.
this.
Thanks.
Even though I've been telling you for 2 weeks.
All
All right. Don't go away, everybody. Remember, come back.
Money in the Law.
2024 Spring Challenge sponsored by Money and Law. You're gonna find out what it is next week.
You're back, My FM 101.3. Jay Marsden with the Marsden Law Group and John Drohan, Made of Our Financial, and Tom's on the bag. And we are here talking about all things money, all things law. But today, a bit of a curveball for those of you who are following along at home in your home versions of the game. We're talking about the 2024 Money and the Law Challenge.
Spring Challenge.
Likened many times to 75 hard. We see it as 75 better.
This is way better.
Way better.
It's
way
actually
better.
77.
Yep.
If
I was
we're
just about
going
to
to
do
be
the
accurate.
math.
Yep.
Do the math. Yep. 77. You get a couple of days off in there, but that's all right. 77 better.
All right, so let's talk
recap
about this.
again.
Let's talk
All
about
right.
this. All right, so
Give me the notes.
let's
Hold
talk
on.
body. Let's
All
talk
right.
body.
All right, talk
so
body.
first thing, body is the diet. All right. So what are you got? What are you willing to do for a diet? What's your concept of a diet? Because I'm not going to kill myself.
No. This is what I do. I would say let's ratchet up the vegetable intake.
Three vegetables.
Nice and
Yep,
easy.
There
Right?
you go.
More vegetables.
Yep.
More veg.
Okay.
We're all friends.
Yep.
Those of you who are listening at home, also friends, right? So let's all agree that we're on the honor system, and let's understand.
Well, you're
that
only hurting yourself. If
That's
you're
my
cheating.
point.
Yeah.
That's my point. So
only hurting yourself.
but to be fully engaged, the idea because my diet's not that bad. I don't
Nope.
eat a lot of takeout food. I don't do a lot of that.
Fish sandwich.
I'm not even a big sandwich guy. No, I don't. No,
There you go.
No, I'm like a soup guy, and then like a decent meal at night. I don't eat a ton during the day. I don't eat a ton of junk food.
Are you
I'm
still
not
a lunch guy? Are you a big lunch?
I'm a big lunch guy.
I remember
I
you
do
telling
love
me
lunch. I'm
that you're a
lunch guy.
big lunch guy.
Yeah, I love lunch. I love lunch. But
You
I'm
like
not-
lunch more than dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's better. I just like, but I'm not a fast food. I'm not a sweets guy.
Yeah.
I'm not buying boxes of cookies. I'm not, so the diet thing. I just think, let's kind of turn it up. Make a decision to say, you know what, let's put a little more color on the plate. That's the idea.
Okay. So add vegetables. Tom, what about you? How's your diet?
It's pretty good too.
All right, Tom's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So do you have room for more vegetables? All right. Great. All right. So
More legumes.
yeah, more.
as
All
they
right. So
say.
healthy. What about the whole carbohydrate thing, like sugar, pasta, bread,
Yeah,
that kind of?
I'm not a huge bread guy. I'm not eating subs every day. I'm not. I might be a pizza guy every once in a while, especially after a big night. I might be looking for some pizza, but I'm not.
We'll get to big
yeah,
night.
We'll talk about that. But I'm not worried about that. I just think it would be a conscious effort to eat better not better quality food is not the right way to say it, but just a conscious decision to say, let's, apple or donut, let's go apple. That's the idea.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like that. I like that. The healthier concept. For me, I eat too much. Like especially for dinner. Like if we, I'll eat dinner, and we always eat late because we just do, right?
Schedules and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, just because I cook.
Yeah.
If I'm cooking, it's
I've seen you
always
cook.
slow.
It takes forever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've watched
exactly.
you. Yeah, I've stopped to death in your kitchen. Yep.
So I agree with you. I think the healthy bits one, but I'm just going to try, instead of going back for like thirds.
Good idea.
Maybe just
stop at 2.
pin it back.
There you go.
Pin it back just a little bit, and keep an eye on. I'm not one of those.
I'm not going to make it a numbers
gonna,
thing. I'm not going to be like, I'm going to lose 20. I'm not doing that, right? This is
No.
that will happen.
Could it? Theoretically,
Sure, maybe.
it
Yeah.
could. It
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So the diet is do better.
Conscious decision to improve your day. Make a good decision. Make a good decision.
What about and drink? Stay hydrated.
Yeah,
drink
more water, all that stuff. Yeah.
Don't overdo it on sugar. Tom, you a sugar guy? You a sweet
Diet
tooth?
Coke guy? No? Yeah.
All right, good. All right,
there you go.
See,
Yeah,
we're dealing with this guy. Look at this, right? Yeah, he's
already there.
he's done it.
He's
right?
won
He's been
it.
doing
He's
it for
won
the
it
last
already.
11
We haven't
weeks.
even started yet.
Yeah, that's right, because there's a competition. All right, so let's talk about exercise. All right, so what's the exercise plan?
That's all about consistency. That's like at least for gym goers, you got to make it to the gym like 3-4 a week.
I think this is what I was thinking. You have to do something every day.
Okay.
Every day, some form of exercise. And we talked about this before. We were kind of saying like, like a 45-minute, like if you do 45 minutes of exercise, and maybe you don't have time to do 45 minutes,
Do 30. Let's do 30.
then you do
30 minutes of exercise a day. 45 is great, but at least 30.
Well, I was going to say if I can't do 45 like in a row, then I'll find time some way to manufacture 45.
Yeah.
45 to an hour if I'm not doing 45 in a row. So
Got it. All right.
that's my and what it is, whatever it is, it's got to be real exercise, right? It's not golf, right? Golf's not real exercise.
Totally disagree.
Is it?
It is real exercise.
In what reality?
Swing a golf club for an hour, hit 150 shots, and see how your upper body feels.
Yeah, my upper body I'll feel whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So is that what we're saying, that golf is?
Yes, golf counts.
So golf counts.
Yes.
All right. Well,
You're
then
you're walking 9 holes.
That's
that counts.
gonna- that's
2.5 hour round.
okay.
4 hour
That'll
round.
that'll
that
take
counts.
me to number 3, and this could get sticky right here. We may have to circle back on this.
You might have to turn the camera off.
So
Tom, turn the camera
there's a
off.
fight, right? So there's the alcohol piece, right?
Why
All
do you
right.
say it like that? You say it like it's a big deal.
I say it exactly like it's a big deal. All right, you know what? We'll save that for the end. We'll save that for the
last.
Coupe Dig
All
Round.
right.
I knew that was going to
Circle
be. I knew
back.
that was going to be the
The room,
trickiest thing.
the feeling in the room already changed. The
Yeah.
tension level already went up a couple of
right.
notches. Everybody's feeling a little
I don't want to
squirrely.
do this. This is stupid.
We're out.
This
I'm
is
out.
77
I'm out.
dumb.
I'm out. All right. All right.
All right, so take this to mine. All right, so
Mine, go ahead.
so screen time, right? Screen time. So I think my goal
I'm with you.
is to watch like little or no TV.
So screen time. So that's both phone and TV.
Phone and TV,
All
right?
right, dial down your screen time.
So I'm hanging. So like if I'm on my news app, sometimes I get stuck
Yep,
on that,
yep,
just
yep.
for the
Doom
sake of doing it.
doom scrolling.
Exactly.
I'm with
yep.
you.
Or
Yep.
if I'm watching a TV show, and I'll often do it. Like if I'm in the kitchen, I'll just put the TV on. I'm like, do I need this?
Yeah, right. That could be
I
radio.
don't.
That could be music instead. Yep.
Exactly.
I'm with
It could
you.
be-
Yep.
and then I will cook instead of something that takes 4 hours to cook. Could only take me 3.
Sure,
Right?
yeah,
So,
yeah, yep.
That was a complaint this weekend, but
Yep.
there was some wine involved.
I
as
understand
well.
that
Yeah.
complaint. Go ahead. Yep.
So, Tom, what about you? Do you watch TV? And
Too much on my phone watching sports.
There you go. There you go.
oh, there's a chink in the armor over there.
You
Finally.
know what? I'll carve out sports. I'll carve out sports, especially if it's live sports. That's like March Madness. I mean, that to me is watching a game like that. That's different than let me watch 11 episodes of something on Netflix.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so now it's if I'm watching if I have the Red Sox game on in the background,
I'm fine with that.
I don't think that's
I'm fine with live sports.
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
Yeah,
Soccer.
because and you're also not one of those guys who's like, I got to watch the Celtics
Right.
tonight,
Yeah, that's not
every night I
happening.
got to watch
Yeah.
the Bruins, and I'm flipping back
Some
and
of these
forth.
marquee events, the Masters, I'll watch the Masters. I'll have it on the background for all those reasons. Same March Madness.
Yeah,
same
I don't
thing.
think I think there's some benefit to that. I think
Sure.
there could be some growth in
Yeah,
there. Yeah, because
that's
that's
right.
what it's all about, right?
Yep.
It's all about we want to
yeah,
have some
I'm with
growth.
you. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
with you. All
but
right.
all the other stuff like
Yeah.
watching
the trash TV.
Yep, watching it for no and
Junk food TV.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's tricky because if your wife says, "Oh, let's just watch TV," I'm going to try and get Haley to get involved. She was once I told her this was the Money in the Law Spring Challenge, and I'm like, "Do you want to do it?" And she's like,
Absolutely
"No."
not. Yeah. But,
So,
but you know
she
what?
may
But,
come
you know,
around.
But, it's Saturday night, date night. You go out for dinner. You come home. You sit down with your wife. You watch a movie. That's different. That's different than the bubble gum for your brain. It's just on, and
Yeah,
I'm
the
doing
mind
zero
candy piece.
about it. That's
Yeah.
a different animal. That's a
Yeah.
different animal.
And
So that's what we're talking. The dead space. Let's talk about it that way.
Yeah. So don't waste your time. Don't have filler time.
Yep.
on
All
the
this
screen.
stuff will still be on TV 77 days from now. You'll be able to go back and watch it all.
Okay.
You'll be able to totally zombie out.
All right. So number 2 of mine is read. Right, reading.
Love it.
And you're a reader.
I like to
Do you
read,
read
yep.
every day?
I actually have something I do read every day, which feeds into the mind part of this. But yes, I do have something that I read every day.
What is it? It's not the King James Bible, is it? 'Cause
No,
if
no,
it was,
not
then I
anymore.
would be
Not
like,
anymore.
wow.
No, I bought the other one. I bought the other Bible, the Trump Bible. I
heard-
read that every day.
I heard that
read that
that's-
every
yeah,
day.
I heard that's got
I
the
read that. I sing that
Constitution
Lee
in it.
Greenwood song usually every morning as I'm having breakfast, and then I read all the other documents.
I got to say that we were talking, and this might have been the last show we were doing. We were talking about the Lee Greenwood "Proud to Be an
Yes, we
American."
were, yeah.
And I was relaying to Jay. So when I was in school, this is in the military academy, that song came out. You want to talk about indoctrination? That song was playing 24/7, like
On a
over
loop.
the on
Yep.
a loop,
Yep.
right? Yeah. So, and it was, back then it was great, and
great,
it
yeah,
still carries a little bit, but it was. I've heard that song
Oh,
1,000 times more than anybody I know.
It carries a different connotation now, but that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, so now I read. There's a book out. It's called The Daily Stoic.
What is this?
I
What is
read it-
this magic?
I read it every single day. It's got a date assigned to it. So there's 365 stoicisms, if you will. They're ideas that are part of the. If you follow the Stoic approach to life. Marcus Aurelius, big, well represented in
So
in the book.
give me the cliff notes. What's the Stoic approach to life? What's
It's all about just kind of internally understanding that.
Not speaking?
No, it's not.
Because
That
I was
at
going
all.
to say
No.
you don't get it.
No, it's about the understanding that you are in control of yourself, and your response to the world is how you, either internalize or externalize all the things that are going on around you. But out of all the things that you are in control of, the one thing that you are the most in control of is your mind and how you respond to external stimuli around you and how you use that to improve yourself from a personal perspective.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just had some sort of a breakthrough.
This is a game changer for you?
This is a game changer. But the fact that you're talking to me in this philosophical tense, I mean, I am so proud of you. Right?
I'm a big fan of
Who
Marcus
knew?
Aurelius.
Who knew? Right?
Not from the movie Gladiator,
Yeah,
the
no.
actual writings of
The
Marcus
ac-
Aurelius.
The actual Marcus.
So there's a book out. It's called The Daily Stoic. This would actually be very helpful to this type of challenge right here. That you get up. It's usually a passage, and then from some Stoic in history, and then there's an explanation about the passage.
This is very 75 hardish
Yeah.
in that in that rule they had you had to read some sort of self-help or self-improvement thing. I think this falls right into that category on the daily. I think we may get a little sample of stoicism.
I'll tell you right now.
now.
I'll tell you right now what
All right,
today's
Marco.
what today's the third, right? What today's reading was all about. So April 3rd, deceived and divided. So this is from Seneca, Moral Letters. Circumstances are what deceive us. You must be discerning in them. We embrace evil before good. We desire the opposite of what we once desired. Our prayers are at war with our prayers, our plans with our plans. And then they give you an explanation, right? The Stoics say that war is usually a result of our conflicting desires, our screwed up judgments, or biased thoughts. We don't stop and ask, okay, what do I really want? What am I actually after here? If we did, we'd notice the contradictory and inconsistent wishes that we have, and then we would stop working against ourselves. That's a snippet of what they talk about.
Come on.
So the month of April, which just started, is about unbiased thought. We just finished March. So I read this every day. There's one for every day. It's all
And how long
scripted
How
out.
long does it take you to read?
Well, 365 days.
But I mean, how long
No,
is
no.
what's?
It's all in. If you want to read and reflect a little bit, it's all in 15 minutes. Not
So
even that would be long. Like all in 15
All right, so
minutes.
10 to 15 minutes.
Yep.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
All right, 10 to 15 minutes. You stay with your Stoic.
I'm staying
I love
with the Stoics.
I love it.
Staying
All right.
with the Stoics.
What about you, Tommy? You a reader?
Yeah,
You read
I do.
every day.
Not every day, but yeah.
You're gonna read every day.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Forum.
I love it.
Forum.
All right. You read.
Every
he doesn't
day.
even know what
Every
forum
day.
is.
Nobody does.
You do, and I
You do. Yeah, I know. Old school.
Right, you do.
Yeah.
Our dads do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Did you go to a large Midwestern university? Of course you did. Sure you did. Yep. That's right.
I'm not even gonna give the explanation because
Go
I'm
ahead,
not
finish your
right.
story.
All right.
Read every day.
Okay, and then all right. So the third thing of mine is learn. Right. So
Yeah.
what do you want to learn? Learn something. You're going to learn something over the next 11 weeks.
Oh, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm going to spend more time with the guitar.
All right. So you're going to learn. You're going to learn or relearn or maybe get back to.
Yeah, I'm going to spend the time. I'm going to spend that time on the guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to learn playing the guitar. Tom, what are you going to learn? You don't have to decide now, but you got to learn something. All right. Or work towards learning something.
Like
All right.
craft or
Something that's going to make you. That's going to. You're here.
John's going
it's
to come in
make you better.
77 days and go, guys, I knitted this sweater.
Yeah.
I learned how to knit.
Right. I learned.
Macrame basket hangers for everybody.
I was going to say I learned how to short Bitcoin.
That's
and
right.
I
That's
quit.
right. Yeah.
All right.
So
okay.
the learning's
Good.
good.
All right. So good. All right. So you agree that we
Yeah,
learned something, right?
yeah.
And if there's anything else that you want to throw in,
No,
so
this is
body's
more than
3,
enough.
mind's 3 are now soul. All right.
Okay.
Soul. And this is where it gets a little, it gets. I mean, I don't know.
Gets a little squishy.
I mean, the stoicism.
3 for a loop.
That
You weren't
pulled me
expecting
in.
that today.
That pulled me
You weren't
into
expecting
soul.
that today.
Okay. So soul. First thing is document. So write it down.
Either journal it, or something. Yep.
Or you can do video. Video.
I
would
like
actually
the
be-
idea of video.
Would it be extraordinarily entertaining?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to do a video every day.
No.
I won't have that. But there, maybe we say like a weekly video. So you have like where it's just kind of like a summary.
I do that. Yeah, I do that.
And then maybe we could even put said videos on
We'll talk about that. We'll see.
Well, again,
based on let's see the videos first.
well, we have an editor, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so
delete.
All right, can you say that, mother?
Can you say that?
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. And then the card. We discussed the card about writing some correspondence.
Yep.
So some correspondence every day. Can you do one correspondence every day? It's going to cost you a little money in postage, not too much, right?
Bring it down to your
up.
office.
You can swing by. Everybody else does.
Drop
everybody
the mail off.
Yeah,
right
everybody
here.
else
Hey,
does.
can I see your postage meter? Does it still
Hey,
work? Oh, it
hey,
does.
I
Oh,
just
good.
threw some stuff in your dumpsters. That's cool, right?
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
sure.
There's
Yeah,
Christmas
no
cards
problem.
I got to get in the mail here. Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
it's right in. Yeah, it's right in that top drawer.
Yep.
Okay, and then the random act of kindness, help somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't do it because you feel like you have to do it. Like do it.
Well, you do. That's the whole purpose of the challenge.
But I'm saying, I guess, get in the have it be
I know. Get in the habit of
become
wanting to
habitual.
do it.
Become
Wanting
it
to do it.
to
Yes.
be a habit. That's what we're trying to. Okay.
I agree with you.
All right.
So those daily or those weekly? Let's flesh this out a little.
to help somebody.
The cards and the cards.
Cards
and the help
daily.
sign. Cards
This is-
daily.
yeah. So it's a challenge.
I know enough people.
It's a challenge. Send them, then send it to like a couple people.
Another card
The first
from
letter
Tom.
of
Another
Tom to
card
the
from
Corinthians.
Tom.
Yeah.
Look at this. Wow, Tom again. Great. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
He's still doing good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I just saw him yesterday. I feel like I just saw him. Tom, every week, Tom be a stack of cards. Hey, John. How you doing?
Hey,
Jack, how you
you're
doing?
handing Don
Yep.
Cronin a card every
Every
day.
day.
Yeah.
Every day. Morning, Tom.
Don.
Morning, Tom. Morning, Tom.
Morning, Don.
Yeah.
Don's got a bunch of unopened envelopes. I can't read this.
I know it's in there. Yep, that's right.
I know what he's going to say.
Yep.
All right. I mean, yeah, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, every day. Okay, and then one thing there was one thing that I was toying with,
Okay.
and this was once a week.
Go ahead.
Some form of like real challenge, something that you would not do, and something you absolutely wouldn't do, and just go totally out of your comfort zone. And I'm not sure where we want to draw the line for that.
Is that like a physical challenge? Talking about
It could be a
emotional
physical. It could be a
challenge? You're
physical
talking
challenge.
about-
Could be I was thinking more in the terms of like an emotional challenge. Like you went and you
Oh, boy.
you talked to, I don't know, went
yeah,
to confession.
Now you're ruining it.
Yeah.
Now you're ruining it.
Oh no, I'm about to ruin it right now. We're coming back to ruin it. All right, so we'll table that for another time. Maybe we'll circle back with that. All right, so that leaves us one last thing to cover. And
I'm not even sure why it's a category, but go ahead.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
we have a couple minutes to do it.
All right.
So
Oh, here we go.
I'm
Pull
just
up
gonna
the folding
say,
chairs, Tommy.
hey guys, listen. What about alcohol? What about
I love it. What about I love it? That's my
love
answer.
it.
That's my
I
answer.
love it. I
That's
love
my
it. All right,
answer.
so here's
Go ahead.
this was my concept of
Go ahead,
it. All right?
spitball. Go ahead.
And the concept, because again, I was thinking of you and me, and just kind of
Starts with
how,
me.
just like
Go
right.
ahead.
So the rule of thumb for me is going to be, drink when you have to. When you have
I'm
to.
in. I'm
When
in.
you-
Done.
But drink
Done.
when,
All
okay.
in favor, say
Yep. Drink.
The ayes have it.
When you have to.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
Because when you have things like when you have to is, let's say you're out to dinner and your wife gets a glass of wine. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm just drinking soda water tonight, baby. You know, like, right?
Yeah.
So you can have a glass of wine with your wife.
So I think what you're saying is don't go looking for it. That's how I would.
Don't go looking for it. Now, this is where it gets real gray.
This is where
So-
we're all on the
Right.
honor
this is,
system.
Yeah. So no, I mean, it's just
Yeah,
an interpretation
go ahead.
thing,
Go
right?
ahead. Go ahead.
So, if let's say, for instance, let's say you have a golf club, right, or a golf group, right, and let's say
Sure.
you guys go out and you play a round of golf, and everybody's like, what do you want to drink? Blah blah blah. What are you getting? What are you getting? At that point, I would say you probably have to. The second round, do you have to? And
So I know what you're saying, because you certainly could take the approach of, you know what? During the round, I will abstain because I don't really have to.
You don't
I
have
will. I will make a choice, right? I'm not going to go looking for it at the end of the round as a way to satiate my thirst after a tough.
Well, I mean, and
18
it's
holes,
also it's
then
a,
you
it's
would be
a,
in it,
it's
right?
a,
You're
it's
making a decision.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is I'll have 1 for every hole, 4 after the round, and need a ride home. Right.
Well, there's that.
There you go. Right there you go.
There's
Yep.
that side of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So this is what you're saying, and that's the extreme example, but that's the idea of, I'm going to put it in context of what's going on, and I'm not going to go looking for it like you might normally.
And the challenge is so the challenge is when it's the second round, when everybody's like, hey, who wants another one? The challenge is, do I need it? Like,
do I go Diet Coke? Do I go Diet Coke?
Do I have to
That's
drink
right.
then? Right.
That's right.
And I think for me, so when I come home from work and it's just the two of us, and we're going to sit down for dinner, do I have to drink then? And the answer's probably no, right? I don't have to, right?
Don't judge.
I don't have to,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But in some social circumstances,
You're picking and choosing your
I
battles.
absolutely have
Yes,
to. And
yes.
then the because this is where I'll run into a little bit of trouble, a little just self-deprecating here, is that if, do I have to have another one or another one, right?
Understood.
And again,
Understood, yes.
so again, we're all on our own interpretation,
Yep.
right?
What it means to us.
Yep.
Yep.
And document it. Remember, we're documenting this.
Sure.
And if you're going to document it in video form and you're like, that might be entertaining.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So there you go. There's your challenge.
There
all
it
right?
is. There's the
Body,
challenge.
mind, soul.
Okay, so now what's at the end of the challenge? Because the challenge is there some type of what are we doing? Like, when we do it all, or we just come in, we high five, and that's it? And we
The
pat
end of the
ourselves on
challenge.
back,
All
or
right.
what
So
is
the end of the challenge ends on Wednesday, the 20th of June.
Got it.
All right. So and at that point, I think
Then we stop journaling and we stop recording everything and we start hooting it up and we leave here and we go right to Depot Street Tavern and we spend the whole rest of the afternoon.
No, I think there's
okay.
there's a maintenance plan that comes. I think, again, this is a body, mind, and soul
I'm with you,
journey. It's a
brother.
body,
Yeah, I'm
mind,
with
and
you.
soul
Yeah.
journey. So we'll see kind of where we are. We'll see where we're at that point, and we'll definitely have a celebration, congratulatory thing for anybody.
For anybody who participates.
Takes the challenge.
And you got
Yep,
that's right.
there you go.
And you got a list, so you can't just show up on day 77 and go,
And
hey, I did this.
And I love the idea of going to Depot Street Tavern after the
Right,
show.
yes. After this, we will have a.
There we go.
We'll work on that. That could be the finish line, right?
Yep.
You're coming down Boylston. You want to get right across the tape, and then you want to get right to we'll tape ourselves right into the Depot Street Tavern after this show, and maybe we'll hoist a glass and raise to our good fortunes and
exactly.
talk about how smart and all the other things we are.
At that point, I'm going to absolutely have to drink. Yeah,
You might have a beverage.
I might have.
I might have a
All right.
beverage.
All right. So congratulations to everybody who is getting poked in the chest right now and is being challenged and is accepting the challenge. I know Tom, of course, is. Tom's like.
By the way, if you're
"Give me this
taking
in
the
my face."
challenge, you got to let us know.
Yeah, you got to
We
let
need
us
some
know.
accountability.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
We need some accountability.
And we're going to reach out. We'll reach out.
Yeah.
We'll capture all this and we're going to send it out. I have some people that, as you do, some people, hey, you want to take the spring challenge? Not for nothing.
Yep.
You're 11 weeks and
Yeah,
counting.
you could use it.
Yeah, you
Couple people, you could
it
use
ain't
it.
going to hurt.
But do you a solid.
Okay.
Do you a solid.
All right, we'll see everybody next week on
All right,
Money in the
everybody.
Loft.
That'll be
1 week into it.
That'll be the end of 1 week.
Yeah,
That's right.
be 1
It
week
starts
down.
today.
All right,
Starts
11
today.
weeks. All right, we'll see everybody next week. Thanks for joining us. Also, Hollis and Up. Tom, we'll see you next time.
Have a great week, everybody. Take care.